Good morning! I'm here at the Holsworth Historic Site inside the Rocky Mountain National Park. And that looks like the green knoll right there. That's what I'm going to be going for today. I believe I'm looking at about 4.5 miles out with well over a 3,000 foot elevation gain. I'm basically going to hike up the ditch road for about 3.1 miles, and that's where it will intersect with the Grand Ditch Road. I'm going to cross the water right there and then start bushwhacking up the side of Green Knoll for the remaining 1.4 miles up to the summit. I'm starting here at about 10 after 7. I spent a few minutes filming that moose. Just as I was getting ready to start, some people from the road saw the moose. Oh my God, like 10 cars come flying into the trailhead, and people literally get out of the car and start running. They started running over to where the moose was. And then this other stupid lady walked right where the sign said, you know, stay off the grass, stay on the trail. She walked out into the field right behind the sign. God dang. And as I approach the Holsworth Historic Site, it's off to the left. I'm going to stay to the right and on this road, and I think I can bypass the entire historic site. I mean, which is cool, but I've seen it before. The wildlife is out today, that's for sure. I about smashed into an elk on the drive over. Literally, like right by the trailhead. I was coming down that last little part of the road, and there was an elk just standing parallel with the road, just like directly at me, and I had to swerve out of the way. I mean, I had to take an evasive maneuver to not hit him, or her, I'm not really sure. It was a young one. This ditch road is pretty steep. I've got to take it up to about 10,300 feet, and that's where it crosses the Grand Ditch Road, and then that's where I need to start looking for a way up the side. Made it up to the Grand Ditch Road. I need to find a spot and cross the water, and actually the water's so low I can get across pretty much anywhere. And then I'm just going to start heading up. I'm feeling like that's the spot right there. I made it across the water, and that's looking back at the trail split. That's where I came up right there. And now I just need to get up this next little steep section of loose dirt. And I think I can do it right there. I'm officially bushwhacking. I'm hoping the tree section doesn't last too long. This is pretty steep back here, and I think it's going to be this way pretty much the entire way. I'm still looking at about 1,800 vertical feet of gain, at least, in the next 1.3, 1.4 miles or so. This forested section is not too bad. It's much better than what I thought it was going to be. I'm at just over 10,500 feet, and it looks like the summit of Green Knoll is over 12,200, so I've still got a little ways to go. And as I was coming up, I intersected the really faint social trail that's out here. See it right here? Coming up, and then it bends the corner, it goes right over there. That's looking back down in the direction that I have come from. And I'm about ready to break 10,900 feet, which means I have a little over 1,300 left. in 0.9 miles. I'm up here at about 11,200 feet, which means I've got about 1,000 more to the summit. And what I'm going to do is just head straight up right there over that first grassy hill, and then just keep working it on out to that far point. I can see why they call that the green knoll. I'm loving this hike so far. It's really beautiful, and it's not nearly as hard as what I thought it was going to be. Crossing the water was pretty easy, and then the bushwhack through the forested part was pretty easy too. And then the rest of this looks like I'm just going to be walking up some grass. So yeah, I'm loving it. And this is looking up at the next section. From here to the summit, I'm looking at about 7/10 of a mile and another 850-foot gain. And then way down there on the end, that's Red Mountain. And in 3 hours and 20 minutes, I'm up here, summit, Green Knoll. That's looking over at Mount Nimbus, and then to the left of it is Mount Stratus. And then if you keep going further down the row, you're going to get Baker Mountain. I'm only the second person to sign the register, and I'm hitting it with a card. Those may look the same, but they don't taste the same. I've been sitting up here on the summit of the Green Knoll for about 30 minutes or so, just enjoying these amazing views. However, it's 11 o'clock, that's my turnaround time. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. Back in the trees and out of the wind. I'm not kidding. The second I stepped foot out of these trees, I just been getting hammered with wind. And there was no escape up on that summit either. This thing that I'm wearing on my head is so helpful. Blocks the sun and it also blocks the wind. Plus it looks cool. Back in the trees, and I'm checking the GPS periodically just to make sure I'm on the right track, but it's pretty easy. As long as you stay on the ridge, you're good to go. I'm back on the little social trail, and this thing's not very good. It peters out every now and then. Yeah, you really don't need it either. Just go right up the side. I'm about back down to Grand Ditch Road, and I'm getting ready to do the crux move, which is right here basically. I just need to get down this really steep sandy part. I might as well roll it in case I slide all the way down this thing. It took me an hour and a half to get down from the summit to this point, but here's where I need to split off to the left and take the ditch road for about 3 miles down to the Holsworth Historic Site. Back in the beautiful Kawanichi Valley, which means that this hike is almost over. Alright guys, and it's about 1:35 right now, which means it took just over 2.5 hours to get down, and we're looking at 9 miles on that hike. But we're done. And that's it guys, that's the green knoll up there. That's not the true summit, but that's it. Hope you enjoyed that one. Until the next hike, y'all. Peace.